guys, welcome to Video Game Corner. It's me, Jason, and I'm going to be doing another one of my vlogs. It's been a couple weeks since I've done one, and as you see, I still haven't finished setting up in here. I got a little bit better lighting, but I still have to tweak it and get it just right. So you can all see my pretty face. Yeah. So anyway, not much has been going on. I've been playing a lot of Dark Souls, played a little bit of Witcher, played a little bit of Skyrim, played the first couple episodes of The Walking Dead. Been watching a lot of Game of Thrones and Vikings, and just finished up Walking Dead season 4, I think it was, and Justified season, I think 5. So yeah, I've been just kind of hanging out a lot, spending time with my family, just kind of doing whatever, and it's been pretty fun. I went ahead, I pre-ordered Bound by Flame the other day. I went ahead and bought that. It's supposed to come out on, I think, May 9th. I'm excited. I got it for the PS4, and it's another one of those Skyrim, Dark Souls type of games, which I like, as you guys all know. I also want to make an announcement. An old friend of mine, Gilbert Cuevas. He does independent film as a hobby, and I've been in a couple of his films. And I played this in both of them. I played this superhero called the Black Puma, and it's this lame superhero. And but he did another film recently called Lead Paint, and I'm gonna link I'm going to link it in the description for you guys. Please watch it and rate it and, comment on it and let him know what you think. And it's pretty weird. It's like a sci-fi horror thing. I thought it was pretty cool, and it was done, it's all done independently. They don't have any money. Yeah, and I know like these are guys that I know in the film. I know pretty much everybody except the girl in the film. And Gilbert's the director and writer. He's one of the characters. He plays the friend with the beard. He's the Hispanic guy with the beard. But you'll see it, and it doesn't have a big cast, like 4 or 5 people in it. And but I know everybody but the girl. I know all these guys. I used to hang out with these guys in Las Vegas. So yeah, give it a watch for me, and comment on it and like it or whatever. If you guys like it, share it on your Facebooks and what have you for me if you guys like it, and just get much attention. He deserves it. He does really good work, so, and he's a really good director to do work for. He's very meticulous. He doesn't like to just rush things. He wants to make sure everything's right, and he's real when we all start complaining, he's like, gotta do it right, he won't let us half-ass anything. So let's see, I've been doing the Dark Souls Let's Play, and some of you seem to like it. I haven't had any negative feedback on it. I guess it's bound to happen, but I don't know how to get the crops on the sides, and I don't know what's causing that, because when I edit it, it's not there, and when I film it, it's not there. I mean, I don't know how to take that out. If you guys could help me, I have a Hauppauge PVR recorder that I use, PVR 2, and I got it brand new, and it just does that. I mean, and then I was able to get the audio fixed. Even I didn't do anything, and just the audio ended up working. I guess it was some sort of hiccup in the system that made me in that one episode sound like I was talking really slow. And it was only for a short part of the video. I'm thinking about starting I'm thinking about starting a Dark Souls channel, since I'm such a big fan of the Souls series. I'm thinking about doing a Souls channel, and then putting my Let's Plays and different builds I try, and just recording different stuff, doing lore videos, because I don't want to turn this channel into a Dark Souls channel, and I don't want to turn this into a Let's Play channel either. I want to keep this to more of the retro stuff. Just regular gaming. I don't want to just focus too much on one thing. As even though there are Dark Souls fans that I have, which are great, and I'm sure they like that kind of stuff, but That's not the focus I want on the channel. I want the channel to be, you know, a little of everything. I am working on, for those of you who are wondering about, I said I was going to do some Game of Thrones reviews. I'm waiting every 3 episodes I'm going to do it. I don't want to do every episode because it just seems a little repetitive. I'm also going to be using footage from the show as opposed to me sitting here talking about it. So I'm actually going to start work on that tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have it done by Wednesday sometime. So I'm just working on some other things. I'd like to do some skit work with Freddie. We've talked about some sketches we want to do, you know, and go film out in the by the river out here where we live and do some stuff. We were talking about doing some comedy sketches, you know, and just for fun. I'm working on the prop and the costumes for that. Let me see. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing a secondary channel. I also thought about I want to do a podcast based on the Souls stuff. And if anyone out there is interested as a Dark Souls player or Demon Souls, Dark Souls player, send me a message, and if you're interested in doing the podcast with me, because I need at least one more person. And there's just not a lot of. I just don't know who's a big Souls fan and who'd want to do a podcast. The prerequisite is you got to be able to talk, obviously, and be personable, and be able to give your opinion on stuff. That's pretty much it, you know. And but yeah, I'm looking for somebody that wants to do a Souls podcast maybe every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. I don't know yet. I don't want to overdo it. It's hard to do a podcast based on one game or one series. But yeah, I was thinking about doing it on that, or maybe just doing it on all medieval style games, like Skyrim, maybe Oblivion, like the Elder Scrolls stuff. Maybe that. I was thinking about doing a podcast just on like medieval style games. And so if anyone's interested, let me know. It's not going to be video. It's all going to be audio. So we'll just log into Skype and I'll record it, you know, and everything should be good to go. I'm going to keep it real simple, like I do with the podcast with Robert, because Robert and I do the podcast. We do it in all gaming in general. So, so if you guys want to see those podcasts, you know, go to the. I'm going to leave the link for the Facebook for the podcast. It'll be in the description, and also. Go to Robert's channel and you can see the podcast episodes and listen to us. I think he's also got it on iTunes for free, so if you want to listen to it there. Excuse me. My allergies are bad lately. I should probably tell my voice is kind of messed up just because of it. I've been just hacking and trying to breathe all day, all the last couple weeks. I didn't get I usually get an allergy shot every few months. My doctor doesn't want me to get it unless my allergies are active. And 2 days after I went to the doctor, my allergies kicked up, and they've been bad ever since. So I have to suffer through them till my next appointment in a few weeks. So fun. I'll live. They're starting to get a little better, actually. Let me see. Yeah, it's just not much going on. I mean, it's been I've been keeping things very simple. I've been learning, you know, I got a new body shop hammer to kind of work on my metal projects, so I can kind of smooth metal out. It's amazing when I hit stuff with it how it smooths the metal like right away, as opposed to my other hammers that would leave scratches and dings and everything. These hammers don't do that, which is this hammer. It doesn't do that, and it's a lot nicer. And you know, it's always about the right tool for the right job type of thing. But yeah, as I finish the prop pieces, I'm working on a sword tomorrow made out of cardboard, and I'm trying to make the great sword from Dark Souls 2. I want it to look like that, and the things like that, it's going to be like that wide, that thick, and it's going to be like that wide, and then like 6.5 feet long. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous looking sword. It's similar like the Buster sword, except it's not as big as the Buster sword, but it's ridiculous just like it. And I'm going to make it out of cardboard and spray paint it, and yeah. And then also for the stuff, because Freddie and I are going to do like a medieval comedy type of thing where we're out in the woods, basically. And I was talking to him about it, but I got to make this armor. I'm going to make it all out of cardboard and cover it with like aluminum foil to make it look like metal and just make it look so ridiculous. And we're going to be out there basically, you know, these two goofy guys that are out there on a quest. So it'll be really silly. I might even you know, do some Dark Souls themed ones. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do, instead of a Dark Souls channel, I think I'm going to do like a medieval games channel. Because I really enjoy them. I like, you know, things like Kingdoms of Amalur, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, Skyrim. I liked Oblivion. I played most of it, even though it got a little repetitive, but I like that. I played a little bit of The Witcher over the weekend. I got Witcher 2 for the Xbox, and I've been playing that a little bit. Games like Bound by Flame are coming out, and then, you know, we have all these medieval style games coming out, and I'd like to maybe do some Let's Plays of those on the other channel, and then talk about the other types of things, because there's always lore in all of these games, and I find it really fascinating. And I think that'd just be a lot of fun for a channel to do. Because, you know, like I said, if I start putting too much of that on my regular channel, it's going to start turning in. People are going to think, oh, it's starting to turn into that. And I'd rather keep them separate and do this as a variety, you know, gaming and science fiction, fantasy type stuff on my channel, and then do, you know, just the medieval style stuff on the other channel. So, and there'll be a little bit of crossover here to the, you know, a little bit of the medieval stuff, but it's not going to be, I don't want it to be too heavy over here. Because the only heavy thing around here is me, damn it. Speaking of heavy, I'm wondering, see, I have Medi-Cal and Medicare now. They finally gave me both, and they finally stopped charging me for it. Because I've gotten all this stuff, then they give me prescription service now. So my insurance has gotten a lot better in the last couple months for my disability. And because I've had all these years of problems with, you know, fighting the food addiction, which is really hard if you guys don't go through it. It's really tough. And I had lost 156 pounds a couple years ago, and then I put it all back. I put like 100 of it back. And I'm really disappointed in myself. I put like 120 back, and I'm just mad at myself for doing that. And the whole thing is I question it if I was actually lost the weight because I was getting sick, or because I used to have to actually control what I ate, but it was a lot easier being that I was kind of sick all the time. And it was easier to keep it under control because I was always vomiting and not being hungry and all that. So it's like, I don't know if I think I had a lot of help with my body, you know, going downhill the way it did. But I lost all this weight and I felt so much better. I felt so much thinner. I didn't feel better because I was sick. I still felt like crap. I felt terrible all the time. But I think if I lost the weight now, I'd feel better. But I finally, you know, I've never wanted to do this. And I had a doctor recommend it to me about 7 years ago. And it's to get the gastric bypass. They call it the lap band now. And I've been just debating. I don't know if my insurance will cover it. If it doesn't, I guess there's nothing I can do anyway. But I don't know if being on disability and having all these intestinal problems that I have with the Crohn's disease and the scar tissue and the pain and the pressure that's going on in my body and my heart problem, that I had, even though my heart's doing tons better now, I wonder if that'll be like cause to have it done, because I don't even know how much technically by their BMI, even though when I got down to 216 pounds, I looked really sickly and skinny, and I don't think I was meant to be 216 pounds. And it's funny because according to the BMI, I was still obese, which was insane. I wasn't just in overweight category, I was in obese, which is just like, and I looked terrible. Everybody says it, they'll tell you, and well, they won't tell you, but everybody keeps telling me that my face was all sunken in, and I just looked, you could see my ribs, and I looked terrible. I was just like a mess. I looked disgusting. And I just looked like really skinny, and I was 216 pounds. And I still had fat on my body, but it wasn't the same. My whole body, all my skin hung, and I looked terrible. I just looked terrible. And yeah, I think I felt really good at 250. I felt good, even though I'd rather be more like 220, 225, 230, around in there. But so I was thinking about talking to the doctors and finding out if it's covered and if it's like something they would do, because I'm technically, if they go by the BMI, which is, as we all know, it's not, accurate. Because, bodybuilders are considered obese by the BMI. It doesn't base on fat percentage. And I was thinking about maybe, seeing if, because if you look at it, according to the BMI, I'm like, 170, 60, 70 pounds overweight. And I don't know, but I want to start looking into it. I think I'm just going to give in and just see if I can do the surgery, and if they let me, I'm going to do it. Because I don't like being heavy, and it's frustrating because I can't get my diet under control. I mean, I can get my diet under control. The problem isn't gaining weight at this point, it's losing weight is hard. I can eat, I'm really good at eating and keeping my weight at around the same level. It's just really hard to drop the weight. And I don't know. I don't know if it would help me. I think, I wish I could go to some sort of program where I could get, not just my body fixed, but my head too. And because I know it's all based on my head. It's what's going on in there, and what triggers this, what makes me do this, what makes it to where I have to justify eating garbage. Or eating too much, where a regular person doesn't do this. Because I start getting it in my head that I'll eat this food because I don't want to waste it. Wasting's terrible, and I justify it that way. So I go ahead and eat it. I say, well, I'm going to eat it today, and then tomorrow I'll start, cutting back. But then tomorrow something else comes in the house, and it's the same thing. Oh, I'm going to eat this. As I know what I'm doing. I don't know how to fix it. And that's the thing, is I don't know how to fix it. I do need help. I know I need help. It's just, when you're poor and disability, you can't afford help. You have to find something. But, if they can, if I can get the lap band done, I think I'm going to go ahead and do it, even though, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago when that doctor said to me, I was like, I'm not doing that. I was like 30 years old. And I didn't feel like, I was more like 29. I was like, I'm too young for this. And no, I'm not, I can, I was still pretty strong, and I was working, and I figured I was a big guy at the time, and, I needed to lose weight, but I was going to do it the old-fashioned way. And, yeah, sometimes you got to admit when you need help, and I realized that I need help. And I think... I've tried every diet under the sun over the years. I've tried dieting. I'm so sick of dieting, and I would just like to just eat regular meals, and just monitor it and keep my weight at one weight, around the same, within like a 5 pound either way. And I'd rather do that instead of having to sit here and diet, because it's so demoralizing. If you got to, because you look at someone like me, and I've got so far to go, and it just demoralizes me sometimes, and it's like, it just seems like it's so far out of grasp, so far out of reach. So I'm going to talk to the doctors, and I'm going to do some research on the internet and just find out, if it can be done. And then if it can, I'll start looking into it, with my doctors, and see if possible. Hell, for all I know, within the next 2 months I could have the surgery done, and, I'm already, on my way to losing all the weight. So, who knows? You never know in life. But, anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. I've been rambling on enough. But, anyway, so yeah. This is Video Game Corner. I'm Jason, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.